Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Joanna, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you all how I upload my designs into Design Space and also how I cut out my designs. This is going to be a beginner friendly video. I think I'm going to be starting a beginner series. So if you guys have any questions or anything like that, please leave your comments down below because I'll be more than glad to make a video and answer them for you all. So I did purchase my SVG off of Etsy. If I do remember, I will link it down in the description box. But basically I'm just going to show you guys how I download my SVGs. So when you are on Etsy, you can click like that icon up there. You're going to have a few options here. You're going to make sure to click purchases and reviews. And then once you get to your purchases and reviews, you're just going to scroll down to the files that you need. So I'm going to go down here. I'm going to download the Valentine Hearts glass cup. So in black, you're going to see three options here. We're going to choose the first one in black. It says download files, okay? So now that we click download files, you're going to see that there's a thank you PNG and then there's heart can glass wrap zip file. So since we are doing this on our iPad today, you want to make sure that you do download an app called IZIP. I will leave that down in the description box below, but you want to make sure that you have that app downloaded because it will unlock your zip files, which is something you're going to need. So here we're going to download our image. We're going to click download. When you click this little blue button here, you'll see your download. You can just click it. It'll bring you to all of your files, your downloaded files, and then you're just going to scroll until you find your file name. You could also search it up. This one is right here, so you can see right here that we have a zip file. It's going to say zip on it. So what I do is I just click zip file, and since I have IZIP downloaded, it's automatically going to convert it and open that zip file for me, and there we go. We have our three files that we can use now. So we have a PNG version, and then we also have a SVG here. So what I'm going to do now that we have it unzipped, I'm going to open up my Cricut Design Space. So when we go to Cricut Design Space, let me just get out of here for you. You're going to see your projects. So I already have my project open, but I'm going to show you guys how I would do it from step one. So we're going to click this green button here that says new project, and this is going to open a brand new canvas for us. Under this canvas, we'll have four options on the bottom left corner. So there's images, text, shapes, and upload. So you're going to want to click upload. Under upload, we're going to have four more options. Take a photo, select from photo library, browse files, and open uploaded images. So what we're going to click now is browse files because we're going to bring that file into our design space, okay? So now that we're under browse files, I already have the heart can wrap, but you can just type in the file, or you can just scroll down until you find the file that you want to add. So I'm going to click heart can glass wrap, and then the middle one is the one with the SVG. So I'm just going to click my SVG. And now it's going to bring it up to upload. So it's going to say prepare to upload. Here you will just name your image. So I'm just going to name it hearts. And then we're going to click done. And now it's going to save it to our images. Now once we click done, it's automatically going to open all of your images that you have uploaded. So it's going to be the most recent one here. So I'm going to click that most recent one. And then here at the bottom right corner, it's going to light up green and it's going to say insert. So we're going to press that button. Now we have our image in our canvas, okay? This image is already sized because I did purchase an SVG that's meant specifically for the Libby glasses, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click my image, and I'm just going to bring it up here to this corner. So this image in specific, you can change it so that you can do, so let me show you an example of the cup I have. So this purple cup, you can see that we have dots and we have hearts. So this file, you can do hearts one color and the dots a different color. So this image is not one, it's split into two. So you can see here that we can ungroup it, and it's basically going to be two separate files. But I want to keep it all one color, so what I'm going to do is, with it still grouped, I'm just going to group it all again, and then I'm just going to click weld, which is the 5th option down here. When you weld it, it's going to make it all one image, so it's going to be one cut. And then you can see here that the hearts are black. This color does not matter because we are going to put in our own vinyl that we want to choose. But so you guys don't get confused, I will change the color. To change the color, you want to make sure that your image is selected. Then you'll click edit at the bottom. Under edit, there's going to be an option that says basic cut operation, and then you're going to see a circle with the color black. You're going to click that button, and then here you can choose your material colors. So we're going to be cutting this out in pink, so I'm just going to choose pink, and I'm going to click apply, and now we have it pink. So now that we have our image up, we welded it, we put our pink color on it, it's ready to go. Now you're going to click make it. So make it is this green button right here in the upper right corner, and now it's going to show us a picture of our canvas. So my Cricut is already on here, and I do use Bluetooth with my tablet. So now that we have our canvas, this is where you will upload your, you would actually not upload, this is the point where you would add your vinyl to your mat. I used the light blue light grip Cricut mat. This is my favorite mat for vinyls. The vinyl that I'm using is a pink Starcraft permanent adhesive vinyl. I love Starcraft vinyl. I just purchased them not that long ago, and so far this is one of my favorites. Another vinyl that I recommend is Oracle 651 or Tekwrap Craft permanent adhesive vinyl. They all work great. So now that we have our vinyl already on our mat, we can click next, which is in the upper right corner in green. Right now it's going to say select an accessory, and since we are using our Bluetooth, right now the iPad is just trying to find our Cricut to connect to. So I'm just going to give that a second here so it can find my Cricut. So now you can see here that it found my Cricut Maker. So I'm just going to click Maker, and now it's going to connect to our Cricut. Alright, so now it is connected to our Cricut, and now you can see here your mat, and it's going to have you set your material, okay? So our material is vinyl, and it is permanent adhesive vinyl, so I'm just going to click vinyl. Vinyl is the perfect setting for my permanent adhesive vinyl, and I have it set as one of my favorite materials, okay? So now you can see here it's going to tell us load, tools, and mat. So now we're ready to put in our mat. And you can also see here this arrow is blinking, and that means that it's ready for you to load your mat. So this has two little divots here, and you want to make sure that you do slide your mat in between those two divots, and you're going to push it snug against those wheels. You want to make sure that your mat is straight when you're at this, okay? So I'm going to hold it straight with my one hand, and then we're going to click the blinking arrow with the other hand, and now we have our mat loaded into our Cricut. So now that our mat is loaded into our Cricut, you can see it says press go, and the go button is this blinking C. Okay, so now we're going to click the blinking C, and it's basically right now it's just going to detect our mat, and then it'll start the cut for us. Alright, so now it's going to go ahead and cut that out. Alright, so now our Cricut finished cutting, and you can see here that the arrow is blinking again. So we're going to press the arrow because that's going to unload our mat. And now we have our image cut out. So I'm not cutting anything else tonight, so you want to make sure that you do turn your Cricut back off. I've seen a lot of posts and stuff of people's Cricuts blowing up, and we don't want that to happen. So make sure you unplug your Cricut. I always tell everybody that. So now we have our image here. And I'm just going to show you guys me weeding this one really quickly because it's an easy design to weed. So what I do is, instead of peeling my vinyl off of my mat like this, that's going to curve and twist your design. So what I do instead is I flip over my mat, and I kind of hold my design down, and I roll my mat off of the design instead of rolling my design off of the mat, okay? And you want to do that especially if you make stickers, because it'll make sure that your mat doesn't get nice and bendy. So now what I do is I always put my plastic covering on, And then you can see here, well, I hope you guys can see that we still have some excess vinyl there, so I'm just going to cut that off because we want to make sure that we save our scraps. I do recommend always saving your scraps because you can always use them for little projects. Whoa. Alright. So now that I have that excess vinyl cut out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my weeding tool. So the weeding tool I use, I do not use the Cricut weeding tool because it's garbage, but I have purchased these weeding pens. Now this one is from Vivid Release, and this one kind of sucks because it's not as good. Like, the clicker got stuck. I mean, it's like deciding to work now, but it wasn't working. Now this one is from Tekwrap. It's a really pretty pink sparkly one. They also have different colored ones, but I love this. This one's my favorite one, and it has a very nice precise tip there. So I love this weeding pen. I recommend this over the weeding tool any day. Okay, so I'm gonna push my Cricut back a little bit. Hello. Ooh. Let me just make some space here. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this corner and I'm going to poke a hole in between the vinyl and the backing, okay? You don't want to go all the way to the backing. So I'm just going to do it at an angle here, and I'm just going to poke that through. Oh, we went through to the backing, so I'm going to go in at a different angle, and here you can see that I separated the backing from the vinyl. Okay, so now I'm just going to start peeling, and I really love how this vinyl weeds. I think it's very easy. It does also help that this design is not really intricate at all, so it's very beginner friendly. But you can see here how easily and beautifully this vinyl weeds. I love this vinyl. I'm definitely going to purchase more colors in the future. And I did buy these from my craft source. They do have the, I think it's 11 or 12 inch by 5 feet rolls, which is a really good deal. So I highly recommend that you guys try Starcraft permanent adhesive vinyl. This one is great. So this is our weeded design. You can see that this was very simple and very easy to do for beginners. This is what it would look like on your glass. I did have a few questions on my last video when I showed you guys how I apply my vinyls to the glass. So one of the questions was, where do I get my glasses? I purchased my glasses from Cat Tom Restaurant Supply Store. I believe they're backed up until the end of January. But they do sell them by 2 dozens, and for me that was the best place that I could get a good value. It's way better than ordering on Amazon, because on Amazon basically there's a lot of resellers and they just want your money. So I did recommend getting your glasses off of a restaurant supply store. And then my lids, I did have a question. Somebody asked if my bamboo lids fit snug. They're not a snug fit. Like, you can see here, probably if you like wiggle it around, it'll come off, but it is nice to cover your drinks. But I do recommend, make sure you tell your customers, or you personally, don't hold it by the lid because it is pretty loose. But I purchased all of my lids off of AliExpress. For me, that was the best value as well. It's the way that I can keep my material costs low, and that way I can lower my prices and it won't be that much money for my customers. But I did order them on AliExpress. You want to make sure you look around and look at reviews and everything before you do purchase. Make sure it's a good seller. But I really love these bamboo lids, and I love purchasing it from AliExpress. I don't recommend ordering it on Amazon, because on Amazon it's more expensive and it's the same thing as people just reselling. So definitely look into ordering them yourself overseas. You'll find way better value. Alright everybody, that is all for today's video. I do want to start a beginner series for Cricut. So if you guys have any questions, just leave them down in the comments below. I will be glad to answer them in my upcoming videos. I want to thank you all so much for watching today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.